Hello friends, welcome to my channel Sushant Chesswise. Today we are at the second topic of our crash course and we are looking at tactical concepts and we are trying to identify the themes basically. So we are going to look at a position here with white to play. As usual, we'll try to see the king safety activity of pieces and try to see how the combination can happen. So which themes will be applicable. We can see that the white queen, both rooks and the bishop all are active. The square g8 is weak, king has no place to move and there is some possibility of tactics on the f5. The back rank is weak. So as we know, in all these positions, multiple themes are applicable. White wants to move the bishop. Many students tell that move the bishop anywhere and it's game over because back rank might is there, the bishop guards the square. Okay, so let's say if bg6 is done. For instance, black just has rook f2. I must also tell you that white's back rank is also weak. So there could be cases where, let's say, like the move qg2. See, when we can notice that rook g2 and rook f1. See, white can also lose if white is not careful. And after qg2 also there is bg2 check rook f2 and taking on g6 with rook or pawn. But of course the move rook f2 is very strong over here. So white has to stop this idea along with attacking the back rank. So here white played the move bd5. Simple yet very effective. See, the queen is attacked. Now rook into f2 instantly loses to qg8 mate. So black has to capture this bishop. If he moves the rook on f8, see, still rook f8, rook f8, rook f8 would mate. So bishop takes d5 perhaps post, but then also rook f8 and we see after bg8, qg8 or rg8 mates. Let's go to next one. So we have the second position here, very interesting one. Both sides have some typical weaknesses here. We can see that white's back rank is weak and so is black's. Note the placing of the rooks on d8 and f8. Both the rooks are active. White rook on a1 is not developed, but the knight on g5 is very well placed. It attacks the square h7. The weakness we should identify is the square h7 here. Queen can attack that square. And the other weakness is king having less space. Similarly, white king also has no place. Here if white just tries to move the rook with rook f4, we can see just there is rook d3, rook f2, rook takes f2. Rook has to be moved smartly. The move rook e8 also doesn't help. There is just rd3. It looks like white should win very easily, but so the move rook d4 comes into mind. But after rook d4 also, there is a very important point here, and that is g6 over here. Queen f5 fails to queen f5, rook f5, rook d8, which mates. After g6, the point is that after rook d8, na1, the position still looks equal, but it's not so. The problem is the king has become more weak than before. The g7 pawn has moved and white identifies the weakness properly, that is the diagonal, and see the rook is defender of f2 and queen is the defender of rook. So after rook d8 and that rook is pinned, okay, so knight a1, there comes the very strong qd4 check, deflecting the queen which is defender of the rook. See, if kg8 then just queen takes queen, and see the point of this deflection, qd4, rook f8 check, kg7 and knight e6 check. The game ends with a fork here. See, king h6 and knight takes d4. So again we saw multiple themes. Back rank weakness, double attack, discovered attack and deflection taking place. Let's go to the next position and see what the book tells about the theme in these positions. So we have the third position here and let's go into the details of the position before we come to know about the theme. Black is way more active. See, this is a common point in all the positions mostly. The side who makes tactics is usually ahead in development or is more active. Queen g5 attacks g3, eyes the c1 square. Bishop g7 is eyeing the whole diagonal. Knight attacks d4. The e5 knight attacks the important f3 and the d3 squares. c8 bishop undeveloped but is open. Look at white on the other hand. King is in the center. Development is less. Both rooks and the knight are yet to come out. Only 3 decently placed pieces. That too, there are some tactical possibilities on the diagonal. So black identifies that he should not miss out on this opportunity and he sees that the queen on d1 is somewhat overloaded because see, it guards the c1 square, it also defends d4. True, the bishop also defends d4, but we note that there can be the move nd3 at this moment or any time using this opening of the diagonal. So here see the move knight d3 can serve as a deflection in the line qd3, or after ed we can say closing of the line when see knight d4 would be taken. But the problem is here after knight d4 castle nothing much happens. So black uses a different order of moves and goes with the move nd4. See, the book puts these positions under the heading of discovered attack. What is discovered attack? When we move the piece which is behind becomes the attacker. See, that is in one variation. Like see, after qd4 here comes nf3 check and the queen is lost. This is the discovered attack. So bishop d4 forced, and now comes knight d3 check. And now we see the true sense of the discovered attack, because after ed we are closing this queen's protection on d4, and after bd4 see, it was both line closing and using the discovered attack. After nd2 bishop a1, or the even stronger move queen e5 picks the rook on a1 for free. It means after nd3 the move qd3 is forced, and then comes qc1 check. See, this was the point, another one, deflecting the queen. So see, multiple themes are there. qd1 forced, and here after qd1 kd1 black takes, bishop takes d4. And we see that in order to save the trapped rook, knight has to be given upon c3, knight c3 bc3, and the rook can be moved. So black will become piece up and will be winning. So now let's go, and I will set up the fourth position here, which will be your homework. I try to solve this position. I'll give the answer in the comments after a couple of days, or in fact as someone suggested, I can make videos of these three positions, separate one as answer, and we can discuss those positions. This is the fourth position here. Have a look at the piece placings. We can see that the white queen is not well placed, it's unsupported. Look at the development also. White's pieces are all behind. Only the knight on e4 is well placed. Black has rook on the open file. Bishop is open. See, both bishops. This bishop is not active, we will say, but the other one is really nicely placed. Knight on f5 is capable of moving to h4, e3, d4, and white is having the weakness of moved pawns in front of the castled position. So that is the main weakness here. And let me know how you are finding this format in the comments below. Thanks for your time.